body, on your body. I wanna rub my body on your body. I wanna rub and love up. I wanna rub and kiss up. I wanna rub and jam up.
Take warning. You better take warning. Take warning. You better do good. Let your light shine bright. Let your light shine right. Respect your fellow man as you should. Take warning. You better take warning. Take warning. You better do good. Let your light shine bright. Let your light shine right. Respect your fellow man as you should. The evil that men do lives after them. The evil that men do lives after them. Your evil today will blight your tomorrow. So do good today and avoid your sorrow. Take warning. You better take warning. Take warning. You better do good. Let your light shine bright. Let your light shine right. Respect your fellow man as you should. Take warning. You better take warning. Take warning. You better do good. Let your light shine bright. Let your light shine right. Respect your fellow man as you should. The evil that men do lives after them. The evil that men do lives after them. Your evil today will blight your tomorrow. So do good today and avoid your sorrow.
Take the message, everybody.
Take warning. You better take warning. Take warning. You better do good. Let your light shine bright. Let your light shine right. Respect your fellow man as you should. Take warning. You better take warning. 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 Take warning. Take warning. You better take warning. Take warning. You better do good. Let your light shine bright. Let your light shine right. Respect your fellow man as you should. Take warning. You better take warning. Take warning. You better do good. Let your light shine bright. Let your light shine right. Respect your fellow man as you should. The evil that men do lives after them. The evil that men do lives after them. Your evil will blight your tomorrow. So do good today and avoid your sorrow. Take warning.
Attorney Shellen,
You better take warning.
owner and founder of the Washington law firm located at 455 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We're specialized in medical malpractice, personal injuries, matrimonial law, and landlord and tenant. If you're in need of legal representation, please give us a call today. The number to call is 718-877-3100. Consultation is free at no cost to you. So call us today to see if we can be of any assistance to your legal needs. Again, the phone number to call us is 718-877-3100.
If you are looking to have your statutory declaration, affidavit of income, identity, damage or lost passport, lost license, tenancy agreement, agreement of settlement, power of attorney, last will and testament, and certification of documents, then you need to visit the Alistair Collins firm, located at the Killian Mall, 162 Lamaha Street in Georgetown, between Camp and Waterloo Street. Alistair Collins is a commissioner of oaths and a justice of the peace. Make certain you visit him or call for more information at 649-6410 or 685-6448 or 503-1451. And there's adequate parking available. Go down to the Alistair Collins firm and have all of your legal issues settled and brought to the fore. Alistair Collins firm. Contact them at Alistair Collins firm.
All right. Hey, guess what? Good evening. Let's get straight down to business. We're going to deal with chicken this evening. Not all the time. We still have other issues to deal with, but we're going to start off right away with chicken. This chicken man, allegations leveled against the mayor of Corivita that he instructed the driver of this ambulance attached to the Corivitan hospital, I believe. The driver has since been fired. The driver has since been fired. Now, who instructed the driver? Whose chicken it is? Well, we're hearing that it is, mind you, allegations that the chicken belonged to this guy who sits there as the mayor of Corivita. Now, if you guys see the mayor of Corivita, just have him know that I'm actually looking for him to find out whether the chicken belongs to him. Nobody wants to own the chicken, but this guy, the mayor of Corivitan, turned up. He was the first on the scene to help pull the ambulance out and everything. Okay, some may argue that he's a good Samaritan and all these manner of things. But is it his chicken? That is what we want to know. The other thing is, we are not sure whether the police conducted any investigations into this matter. But guess what? The poor driver, as we would say, the poor driver got knocked off. The poor driver got knocked off. And now Guyana is notorious for these sort of things. When you see an ambulance going wing, 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 and you're thinking it's an emergency, and you're pulling it aside so that whether they're going to pick someone up at Freedom House office or wherever it is, or whether they have a patient in there, inside the ambulance. You pull over because you want to do the right thing, but not knowing that you're pulling over for a bunch of chicken, stolen chicken, contraband chicken at the back of the bloody ambulance. And then come to think of it, the allegations are that the chicken belongs to this guy. Allegations, mind you. Then, not so long after, he skipped town. We're told that he left the country. He went away. God in heaven knows where he went away, and left the poor driver in pickles. The driver can't even season up the chicken and curry up anything or nothing. He is left in pickles. And the driver is today without a job. The driver, I repeat, the driver is today without a job because he has been fired. Now, this is what I'd like to do. If the driver is watching right now, or anybody who knows the driver, all those folks from Corivita, Leeds Village, 50, Philippi, Cromarty, Wellington Park, Tarlogy, Tortefy Village, Brighton, Epsom, Evesham. Gosh, I remember all those villages. If you know the driver of this vehicle, not that dude on the left, he is the mayor of Georgetown. All Seta Katahar and all kind of people becoming mayor and all kind of thing. I bet he probably can't even spell mayor. But he's the mayor of of Linden. I mean, Corriverton, sorry. All these mayors all over, right? You guys should really see my naughty laugh. These days, I really do have naughty laughs, right? Mayor of Corriverton. If you see him, ask him about this chicken, because the police is not going to ask him anything. But if you know the driver, if you guys know the driver, ask the driver to make direct contact with me, because I want to get into the kitchen. And when I say kitchen, I mean a real political kitchen, that is, right? Mind you. Good. To find out what has happened with the chicken so that we can pluck this matter and have it investigated and seasoned properly. Has the police questioned this guy, the mayor of Corriverton, whether it is his hustle or it is not his hustle? We want to find out what's going on. So if you know the driver, tell the driver to call me. Have the driver inbox me on Facebook, and that the driver has to be willing to talk. Because hear what? Let's get to the bottom of this. It's not just that we're going to deal with chicken tonight. Because if we have a chicken thief who is disguised as the mayor of Corriverton, and now allegations, mind you, I'm not saying that he's a thief. And if, that's the word, if we have a chicken thief that sits there as the mayor of Corriverton, well, then it has to be investigated. Because these guys who sit in high offices cannot be of the impression that nobody could investigate them, or nobody could talk to them, or nobody could tell them what to do. If this guy is thieving chicken, if the mayor of Corriverton is a thief, if that is, and these are just allegations, that he needs to answer about the chicken. Let me make this clear. I, Mark Benshop, in no way am I saying that this guy is a thief. I, Mark Benshop, is in no way saying that the chicken belongs to this guy. I, Mark Benshop, is in no way saying this guy is a crook. I'm not saying that, but he needs to clear his name, whether he is a chicken thief or not. And I repeat, he needs to clear his name, whether he is a chicken thief or not. Because as of today, one man has lost his job. And the culprit, whoever the culprit is, needs to lose his or her job as well. And if it is the mayor of Corriverton who is the culprit, who is the chicken thief, who is the chicken smuggler, well then, in equal rights, he should lose his job as well. Simple as that. All right. 16 minutes after 9 o'clock. My name is Mark Benshop. Welcome to Straight Up. Share the link. I don't know, wherever you are, all of you guys, wherever you are in Guyana, outside of Guyana, wherever you guys are. Good evening to all of you. We got lots of other things to talk about. Tonight is going to be a short night because I want to beat out of the studio. I want to run away and go somewhere. So it's going to be a short night tonight, but I promise you, It's going to be sweet. So share the link if you haven't already. Share the link. If you haven't shared it, share it. Rita, how are you? I don't want to sound like 30 minutes and saying good night, Karen, welcome, Petula, all of you guys. Good evening and good evening and good evening. I don't want to spend 30 minutes doing that. We got lots of other things to do. GT Root Girl, how you doing? All of you, beautiful people. Mwah. Let's get ready to rock and roll. Do I smell some chicken? Curry chicken. Bunjal. Gosh, I hope it is not stolen chicken. You know, I haven't heard from one of the counselors out there in Corriverton, Anil Sugrim, Pastor Anil Sugrim. I gotta get in touch with him. I haven't had him on this show for a while. I don't know what he's up to. Probably busy working. But I want to ask him about the chicken story and allegations leveled against the mayor of Corriverton, whether the evidence exists that the mayor is a chicken thief. Naughty Mark. Hi, Ruth Salermo. Good evening to you. Ruth Salermo is always glued to this show. Ruth Salermo is about 80-something years old. Well, young, vibrant, and loves to listen to this show. Let's just give her a lovely kiss. Mwah. She loves to listen to the show and find out what's happening with Guyana politics. Guyana politics. All right. Good evening to you, Ruth. Thank you so much for being glued to this show. There you go. I can tell you're smiling, Ruth. But let's move on now. There is somebody, you know, I love to address some of you in the audience, right? Address some of you in the audience. Here is what somebody right off the bat is saying. Coming here, bumps raised, ready to abuse. Ready to abuse. I don't know if this person is abusing me or whoever. Bucky Deb, good night. Not you. Bucky is not abusing tonight. Who is abusing tonight? Let's see here. Fitz Gulliver. We haven't seen Fitz Gulliver for a while. Fitz Gulliver, I don't know if Fitz is throwing shades at me or any one of you, but you know we pick up for each other, right? You know we pick up for each other. Fitz Gulliver is saying, tonight I am free, no blocking. But let me say this to you, Fitz. We don't block you here. We block trench crappos, but we don't block you. All right? We have never blocked you. And if some of you guys get blocked suddenly, don't question me. I don't know. Facebook is going on with all sort of ricketics. But let's move on. What else is it that we can talk about tonight? Let's start off with this here again. What is it? Lemon. Let's get it going, please. 1, 2, 3. Is Lemon on the job, off the job, or where exactly is Lemon? Is Lemon still with us? Not with us? Let's give him a quick 30 seconds because we want to talk about some other important stuff other than the chicken being escorted via an ambulance. I don't know how that works, but the driver of that ambulance has been fired. We're still trying to get some stuff to work. I don't know what's happening. Lemon, can you tell us what's going on, please, sir? Please. People are asking whether Lemon got fired or whatever the case is. No, Lemon has not been fired, but we're still trying to fix some stuff at this end. Hopefully, it's going to work. Hopefully. That's the operative word. Hopefully. One word. I know Irfan Ali would spell as 2 words. Hopefully. Hopefully. We're still awaiting. Let's see what's going to happen here. All right. We're still awaiting some stuff not being loaded for some reason or the other. But, well, you know, elections are around the corner. Go out and vote for Yvette Clarke. Support her. You go into the ballot. Just put your X right there and give Yvette Clarke another term as your congresswoman in your district out there in Brooklyn. Yvette Clarke. Give her that support. Now, I wanted to touch on this here. This has to do with the professor and the activist out in India. And that has to do with what Charan Das did, not allegedly. We saw him on video, and that's what he did. Now, there are these rights activists in Guyana. They have every right, yes, to speak up. But these rights activists in Guyana, they only speak out whenever it suits their agenda. Now, they jump on this bandwagon only because the woman is a professor and she's a animal rights activist in India. She walks around New Delhi with her own money and everything, and she does what a lot of those rights activists don't do in Guyana. And so she is a legitimate rights activist. And so what the people did, the folks in Guyana, the rights activist people who pop out of their holes whenever it suits their agenda. And so they jumped on the bandwagon and they condemned what Charan Das did. And rightfully so. Everyone should condemn what Charan Das did. Every single person should do that. And so back to the rights activists in Guyana, popping out of their holes to condemn, rightfully again, don't get me wrong. But let me ask this question. There is a Tanti Merle. This Tanti Merle, who, according to evidence in a video, assaulted a woman at Bad Settlement, beat her up, slapped she up, cuffed she up, all manner of things. He hasn't been charged. She was, sorry. I'm sorry. He was allowed to leave the country. The police haven't issued a wanted bulletin for him. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. The rights activists in Guyana have said nothing. At least I haven't seen or heard anything from them to condemn this action by this person. Nothing whatsoever coming from those individuals. But all the way in India, they hiced up themselves, they picked up themselves and decided to go all the way to India to condemn, rightfully so. Again, don't get me wrong. What Charan Das did to this woman by cursing her out. Oh, as we say in Guyana, charity begins at home. But for some of these so-called rights activists, charity for them is not at home. And so the question is, why haven't they condemned this horrible act by this despicable human being or individual disguised as a human being? Is it because the woman is poor? Is it because she doesn't have any status? I don't know. But for me, everyone has a status. But for some of these people, status is if you're a liar, if you're a doctor, and if you get big job. But the poor woman is probably a cashier. God in heaven knows what she does. And so for these individuals who love to sit and condemn things, they don't give a damn about the ordinary people. And it doesn't matter the ethnicity of the individual. The young lady who was beaten up by this guy, according to the video, mind you, is of East Indian extraction. We know that. But there are tons of other stories like that. Persons who are of African descent, who are indigenous, and so forth and so on, that these rights activists in Guyana, these so-called right activists in Guyana, take a left turn and do not deal with these matters. But they jump all the way to India, because they want to put themselves up there. They want it to be connected in India and all these. That's what they do. But the poor lady who gets some cuff, who gets some slap up by the Looney Tune, nobody, absolutely no one has condemned this guy. No one has condemned this guy for his action. None whatsoever. Not even Irfan Ali, who sits there as the president of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, sits there as the installed president of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. No condemnation. What about the WPO, the Women's Progressive Organization of the PPP? Are they only silent and their tail between their legs? Just like most of the other women's groups, they're selective in these things, in condemning these acts. If this Looney Tune, if this guy, was a PNC or a member of the coalition, the WPO, meaning the women's organization of the PPP, would have issued a statement. The Minister of Social Security would have issued a statement. She is the president of the what is it? Guyana Sabah? Correct me there, right? She is. And they have never condemned this act. Priya Manichan would have never stayed quiet. But all of them, every single one of them are quiet because this guy belongs to them. Is that the sort of hypocrisy we see in Guyana? Is that what's happening? Why was he allowed to leave the country? Why? I'm not the only one who probably is asking why. I'm sure this guy is asking why. He has gotten his passport taken away from him by the court. On what? Not any criminal matter, a cybercrime infraction. Frivolous allegations leveled against him that he said something on his Facebook page about a couple other cops that he is accused of corruption. This guy's a detective sergeant of the Guyana police force. They snatched his passport away. He can't travel. All manner of things. This fella is going through because of a stupid cyber crime, something that he said, and a fellow cop, or a couple fellow cops felt hurt. He hurt their feelings. Most men, it seems as though they're getting their feelings hurt in Guyana. The guy who sits there as the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, he got his feelings hurt. Every one of these guys, I don't know, guys getting their feelings hurt. Oh, Father. Anyways, Theon Bascom, hope all is well. They're still pointing their guns at this guy. They grabbed his passport. He can't leave the country and all manner of things. But yet that Looney Tune. This guy was allowed to do what he did on the video. Put on his dandan, his mini dandan, or whatever else he put on. Got to the airport and was allowed to leave the country. He said that he was never under arrest. The police said that he actually was, and he was released, hear this now, for assaulting a woman. We saw it on video. But I want to say alleged. Okay, right. Assaulted a woman. The police has admitted that he was under arrest. He was detained and released. Hear the big bomb shell on this. He wasn't released on 1,000 Guyana dollars. And for those of you like Ruth and others who are watching who are not Guyanese, 1,000 Guyana dollars is equivalent to about $5 US. The police let this guy go, this thing go on his own recognizance. No bail, just go, just walk out, just go along your way. A gun was used in the incident, allegedly. Didn't the police question this goon as to whose gun, whether he's a holder of a license for a firearm? whose gun it is? Haven't they done any sort of investigations? But then again, understand why they wouldn't. So this guy was allowed to leave Guyana with his petticoat. Leave, just go, that's it. But no condemnation from Irfan Ali, no condemnation from Vidya Prasad, who sits there as the Minister of Social Services. No condemnation from Priya Manichan, or none at all from the other females of the People's Progressive Party. None whatsoever. Now, I don't know whether the women's arm of the PNC or the women's arm of the AFC, whether they are in action, whether they're active. I don't know. I haven't seen statements from them in a while condemning these sort of actions. None whatsoever. WRSM, I believe it is, women's arm of the PNC. Then you have the AFC women's arm. Nothing you're hearing from these people. Absolutely nothing. No condemnation. All of them, I give all of them a F grade this evening because they are selective. They come out when it suits their agenda. And that's it. Gosh, get this Looney Tune off the, please, get that Looney Tune off, please, right away. And now, this is it. This is what we want. Rights activists condemn government cover-up. All right, they're speaking of a cover-up for this. But like I have said, the goon that I showed earlier, they're not speaking on a cover-up for that. The question, though, is, other than those hypocrites, so-called rights activists coming out whenever it suits their agenda, questions for Irfan Ali. He rushed on a stage to say that he has recalled the lunatic out there in India who sat for over 2 years as Guyana High Commissioner to India. Charandas Prasad. Recall him to make it appear that he, Irfan Ali, did something good and that people must stop what they're doing and give him a round of applause. No, not yet. I have seen some folks in the AFC and the coalition that jumped on the podium to hug and shake and kiss up Irfan Ali for this that he has done. Give me a break to those Looney Tunes who quickly jumped to praise Irfan Ali because they probably just wanted to lick something that they probably was just waiting to do because they're a bunch of scarecrows. They know who they are. Now, the question is, if this happened since August 1st of 2021, then there was a police matter into this incident. As from a diplomatic standpoint, nothing of that nature would be hush-hush. And so you can't tell me, no one, absolutely no one could tell me that this guy, Irfan Ali, did not know, did not have prior knowledge of what transpired in India with his High Commissioner. Nothing, absolutely nothing. And I may want to put my head on the block that Irfan Ali has strayed from the truth. I may put my head on the block to tell you guys that Irfan Ali knew about this incident prior to just 48 hours ago. If he doesn't, well then, he is probably the dumbest person in the world if he didn't know about this.
Are you any better? No.
You're throwing out a helpless dog?
What helpless dog? I don't need a dog in my yard, all right? You want a dog, take it, put it between your legs.
You little bastard.
No, you probably want the dog to fuck you. That's what you want. I don't care. I don't care who you are.
I don't care who the hell you are.
Fuck you.
Yeah, dekha.
Now listen to me.
You're drunk. You're
Don't
bloody,
let any woman come in my yard.
You're bloody drunk.
Hello. You like the camera?
They don't understand English. Speak in Hindi. Chalo, tum chalo.
Forget about that. Don't let any woman come in his yard. We're not going to get into his private business. We already get the message from that. Haven't we? Well, good. That's his private business. He doesn't want women in his yard. In other words, what he's saying, he doesn't want women around him. It's his lifestyle. He can live it however he wants to live it. But he cannot have that sort of behavior, behave in that sort of manner, sitting there getting a heck of a lot of money, over 20,000 US dollars a month, plus other benefits as the High Commissioner, Guyana's High Commissioner. Our tax dollars, unacceptable. He's gone. But we've got to keep an eye on him. The install regime may want to install him somewhere else. Wherever he goes, we've got to be vigilant. He must not be able to earn a cent, not a dime of Guyana taxpayers' money in any position. If they do it quietly, we'll still have to find out as well. Can we move on? I did say that I want an early night, didn't I? Well, tomorrow night, guess what? I'm not leaving as yet. I still have a few more minutes with you guys. Tomorrow night, for those of you old timers, you old heads, and I do mean that in a good way, because I think at times I can be considered an old head too, right? Good. So the old timers, tomorrow night, I will have for a few minutes with me this guy.
Girls, you look so sharp. Anytime you pass in the boom boom shop.
All right, Red Fox. We don't want to infringe in terms of the copyright laws, and then we are knocked off the air just like that, and I don't get to give you guys the few more minutes that you deserve. But Red Fox is going to be on tomorrow night. Again, for those of you reggae lovers, this is the guy who's going to be on tomorrow night with me.
Girls, you look so sharp. Anytime you pass in the boom boom shop. It's true. What's the girl's crazy about?
Many of you should know that song. Now, let's go on. I still got some more stuff to deal with you guys, right? I really do got some more stuff to deal with you guys. Let me say hi to Renee McKenzie Talbot. Hey, Renee, how are you this evening? Good to see you. All right, here is what now. Let's hope we haven't gotten clipped as a result of copyright infringements. All right, we don't want that to happen at all. Renee McKenzie say, hi, Mark, forward the video to every embassy with his stinking behavior. Well, I thought maybe the shadow minister of foreign affairs in Guyana would have been doing that. Mark can be doing everything. They want Mark investigate chicken. They want Mark investigate Sue. They want Mark investigate that Looney Tune that beat up that woman in at Bad Settlement. Everything poor Mark got to do. When poor Mark done do all those things, what Mark gonna get strength to do supposed to be done. Naughty Mark. Good evening, you guys. Let me see here. Who is saying good? A lot of guys. Colin Popo, how are you doing? All of you, good evening. Let me see. We got here Fiona. Anthony, how are you doing? Red Fox pose off. All right. I hope you're going to be with us tomorrow to hear what Red Fox has to say. Savitri Rose, call your crew. Red Fox is going to be in the house tomorrow. Sean Henry wants Sean Henry wants Tom Anderson. I'll get in touch with Tom Anderson to have him come on. All right. Hey, what else we can talk about quickly before I go? Because I have a life too, you know. Mark has a life too. Trust me. You know what I mean? But look at this here. Jack Dale lawyer still pursuing Sue. Who is pursuing Jack Dale? To answer all of the allegations of corruption. Who is pursuing Jack Dale? That's the question. I'll deal with that as well, but maybe not tonight. But let us welcome back. He's back in Canada or prepared. There he is. He's packed up and he's loaded and ready to go. You know who that is, right? Good. You guys know who that is. What else before we go? I want to talk about this here. It says PPP racism. Why PPP racism? And you guys know I'm not quick to jump and holler out racism. But here is what. Here is why I'm saying this is racism. Racism. Somebody's asking me what's going on with Kanye. Kanye is a billionaire. Kanye got hundreds of millions of dollars. Look what we get. We get barely there in the street, Kanye, trying to get things by. And Kanye, I'm burning out my energy over Kanye. Kanye happy. Kanye, look, I want you guys to see my face when I'm saying Kanye is happy. He's a billionaire. He got hundreds of millions of dollars. And then you telling me what Kanye? Kanye? Man, move from here. No, but on a serious note, though, with regards to Kanye, Kanye said all these derogatory things about African people, that slavery was what is it is basically a choice and all these manner of things, Then he had his opinion about Jewish folks, and then that becomes problematic. Nobody can say anything about Jewish. People can say all they want about Africans and insult and all manner of things, but don't step on God's anointed. What exactly did he say about Jewish people? What exactly did he say? And now people out in Ethiopia can say that they're the first of Jews and everything, and I don't know. This whole thing is complicated. But look at what he said about Africans, that slavery was a choice and all manner of things. Life, yeah? Life. Life, eh? Our ancestors went through all that they have for 400 plus years, and anybody can say anything and insult them, drag them to the gutters, say all manner of derogatory things against them. And no big company is going to pull ads, no big company is going to do anything. But you say one thing against our Jewish brothers and sisters. One thing you say against them, and whoop, it's like your whole life gone in the gutter. Kanye West, reality check for him. Reality check for him. I met him a few years ago. I asked him to visit Guyana because he got a lot of money. Lots of money. But sometimes when people get money, there are all manner of things that we see they're doing. We see some of them in Guyana too. Some of them, they're right there in Guyana. But I want to deal with this thing quickly before I jump out of here and hop in a minibus. PPP racism. Yeah, oh gosh, back to this. Tonight is like oh gosh. Look at all of the, this is in Region 5. Farmers receive leases for agricultural lands. But when you look at the bulk of farmers who are receiving leases for lands and all these things are under the coalition as well. And Trevor Ben and others were charged because they were doing exactly what the PPP is doing right now. The only difference is the PPP is practicing racism, because the bulk of individuals who got the farmlands, who got leases to these agricultural lands, trust me, go and take a check. Don't let me tell you guys. You guys are smart enough to understand what is happening and the racism in Guyana. That is what's happening. What else before we go? ExxonMobil announces 2 more oil fines. What benefit is? Every time you get oil and more oil, but people punishing in the country. It seems as though more oil they find is the more people punishing. Because as soon as they find more oil well, and you hear hundreds of millions of dollars deposited into the account that the government, the installed regime is abusing, they're stealing taxpayers' money, they're stealing the oil money. Guess what happened? Balanje price gone up, okra price gone up, bora price gone up, sale price gone up, dal price gone up, all the prices gone up. Things might soon be banned from Guyana as well. But some of the PPP supporters in K, they sit down easy in a corner and they take the lashes. They don't care. But you let this happen under the coalition government. You let it happen under the coalition government. Oh, my mama, you wouldn't hear the end of it. All of them would have jumped on plane all over England, all over they would have gone and claim asylum, said things bad in Guyana, them a treat a bit bad, racism in Guyana, and all manner of things. Hey, let's cement this before I go. Cement and steel rod subsidy for home builders to roll out next week. You know, this is another form of corruption, because the bulk of people that they're going to tell you that you got to go to certain businesses and support. You got to. We know these businesses that they're going to be asked to go and take their vouchers to. And this is corruption. Hundreds of millions of dollars in corruption. People don't even get a house. They're not even build house. They're going to go and say they want cement. They got to get this. They got to get that. Because what? They got a voucher. Corruption, corruption, corruption. Again, massive corruption. Just like the Gaisuko board. Look at all of them. But all of them are black people. Don't get me wrong. All of them. All of them. Look at the dude all the way at the back. A black man. Black. All of them. Look at the board. Gaisuko board. Fat cats. All of them are fat cats. On all of the boards, there are fat cats. God damn it. What's happening in that country, man? Opposition? What's happening in that country? Oh, Father. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow to cool down things a little. My guest tomorrow for the first half will be this guy.
Girls, you look so sharp. Anytime you pass in the boom boom shot. It's true. What's the girl's grace about? Tell her again. Girl, you touch my heart. Anytime you pass in your boom boom shot.
Pose off. Tomorrow will be Red Fox with Pose Off. But for now, guess what? My name is Mark Benshab, signing off. Until tomorrow, same place, same time. Continue to be vigilant. Spread the news, spread the word. Go on Village Voice, go on News Source, go on those news entity that you get accurate news information. Don't go on the propaganda press. Don't go on the propaganda media houses and so forth. But for now, I got to rush off. I got stuff to do. I have a private life too, you know. And I really have stuff to do. Love you guys. So long.
So, this is attorney Shellen Washington, owner and founder of the Washington Law Firm, located at 455 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We're specialized in medical malpractice, personal injuries, matrimonial law, and landlord and tenant. If you're in need of legal representation, please give us a call today. The number to call is 718-877-3100. Consultation is free at no cost to you. So call us today to see if we can be of any assistance to your legal needs. Again, the phone number to call us is 718-877-3100.
Girls, you look so sharp. Anytime you pass in the boom boom shot. It's true. What's the girl's grace about? Tell her again. Girl, you touch my heart. Anytime you pass in your boom boom shot. And y'all them wide out. Run things, rude boy. Pose off, yeah, your boom boom shot, so make them on the nose, so you saw pose off. Mr. Watts, he is armed himself shots. Shots, watch it, tear gas. Light rounds, also I can see that.
Just for Quendon!
Come on, in your boxer, man. Why can't put in your boxer, man, to do that? But since Mike wasn't there, no, you come on the East Coast. You listen to me. Right? No, you come on the East Coast. You listen to me. You gotta listen to me too, man. I am listening to you. Now, I see you on the East Coast. The day when they get a protest of them, the next day, that's when you see, wow.